We're continuing our shiurim in Daas Tevunos. The shiurim, as always, are the nishmas, Daniella Sheina, Yehoshua Falik. Last time we got interrupted with the construction crew coming into us, so I'm just going to pick it up from where we stopped last time, and that was the seichel telling the neshama that in order to understand these ideas and in order to understand these concepts of what we're going to try to understand here, that Hashem holding Himself back, we're entering into a great ocean. And this is what he's saying. We need to do this slowly. We need to take our time. This is not the type of thing that we're going to get like a 1 second, instant gratification answer. If we're talking about really trying to understand and delve into and grasp things of godliness, things of why Hashem, so to speak, did what He did, and really try to understand it. So the neshama is saying to the seichel saying to the neshama, you have to understand. We're going to have to take our time and do this slowly. We're going to need a lot of different aspects, a lot of different facets are going to have to come together until we see the complete picture. And you need a lot of patience over here, the seichel says, to understand things piece by piece in the right way. Because this is the way of appropriately acquiring wisdom, piece by piece, by putting things together. Until the end, you get a full picture of a complete piece. That required all of these previous introductions. The idea being that don't expect that we're going to do a 5-minute YouTube video and now we're going to understand all the why bad things happen and the Holocaust and all these things. It's a big sefer. It's dense. There's a lot here and there's a lot of introductions and bits and pieces. And I was speaking once with one of Rebbeim and Rabbi Shmuel Irons in Detroit, and he said, for our generation, this is a very difficult aspect of things. We expect things to come to us very quickly, and things that take a little bit too much patience and a little bit too much consistency, and in order. So a lot of people just don't have the patience for it. So you have a lot of people that don't believe in God and have all these questions, and it's just like but they just don't follow through to find the answers. Lamed Aleph, Amra Neshama, Daber Dvarecha al Seder Anachon. So please, say everything in the proper order. I'm guaranteeing you, I'm giving you, my word. I'm going to listen carefully with all of the, appropriate attention and patience that's required for this, this mission. Lamed Beis, Amra Seichel. Okay, let's get started. From the first thing is you need to know that even though we said earlier, even though we said before, right, that the whole purpose of everything, right, the whole idea for us to earn is to earn a place that we are going to have a hasaga, we're going to have an ability to grasp, so to speak, an understanding of Hashem. We're going to reach this level of understanding. And that's what this is all about. That's what we're working for, and that's what this whole idea is. You have to understand, there's no question about it, that even after 120 years, even after a person dies and they leave this world, and they have an unbelievable clarity after they leave this physical world behind, right? Like we said earlier, that every aspect of the physical world is an aspect of chisaron, of lack. Even when they leave here and they have this incredible achdus, this yichud with Hashem, even then it's only going to be a tiny amount relative to God, who Himself is infinite. Shiur v'tachlis klal, Hashem has no end and no limit at all. After all is said and done, the whole revelation that we're ever going to have of Hashem is a tiny, tiny bit. And everything that we're talking about in this whole Sefer, and all the reward and all of that connection that we're talking about is a tiny, tiny, tiny bit relative to the real, so to speak, God. This is, obvious. Anything that's infinite, it is impossible for something finite to really grasp all of it and get all of it, because as soon as you grasp something, well, there's always more. That's what infinite means. It just keeps on going. Yeah? Like the pasuk says in Eov, if you study Hashem, will you ever find Him? Will you ever understand Him all? So it comes out, this is an important idea to start everything, just to clarify, everything that we're aiming for, everything that we're looking to understand. It's not even a drop from the ocean, right? Go to the Atlantic Ocean and take one drop of water out of that ocean, and this is going to be all of our pleasure and all of our tainug and all of our connection to Hashem, and it's not even that relative to the whole ocean of what Hashem is, because God is infinite, right? It's impossible to grasp this. I remember learning this paragraph for the first time. It was almost like upsetting. Like, oh wow, that's like even after 120 years, even after we go to heaven, we're still only gonna not really get to know Hashem. But obviously, you can't, right? It says the neshama, Amar neshama lamid gimel zeh pashut etzu kol chachmei leiv v'kfar nemar mi yamalo gvuros Hashem. Right, this is obvious. And the pasuk says, "Mi yamalo gvuros Hashem." Who could possibly relate the power, the awesomeness of Hashem? Meaning, it's impossible. It's impossible. Hashem is infinite. It's impossible for a person to grasp that. Okay, so now he gets into the first real philosophical argument, so to speak, of building on these ideas. So where does this lead? Lamed Daled, Amar Sefer. Ata kishenashe v'libenu kol sidrei ma'asav yisbarach. Kol ma'isa gadol asher asa minei sim adam alei aretz. V'chol asher iftiach lanu lasas al-yedei neviav hakadoshim hine mashim yisbarach lanu mikol zeh beira gomer hu otzem yichudo yisbarach. What he says over here is everything that we see from the entire Torah, every story in the Torah, the whole history of Klal Yisrael, the whole history of the world, one thing we know is that this is going towards one goal, one place, and that is the revelation of the singularity, the singularness, the oneness of Hashem. V'tiri shekol shar mailos shlemuso habilti bailos tachlis. Like this is what he said earlier to us, right? He said to us that the goal of everything is to this connection to Hashem, right? But now he's going to explain this to us. Shekol shar mailos shlemuso habilti bailos tachlis eina mizbarim etzleinu klal she'ein manu koach lahasig osam. He's telling us the following idea. There are many attributes to Hashem, many midos, characteristics that we would apply to Hashem. Characteristics meaning the way that Hashem acts with us in this world. The question he's dealing with here is, are we really able to grasp those characteristics of Hashem? Could we grasp Hashem's kindness? Could we grasp Hashem's wisdom? So he says it can't be, because Hashem is infinite and we are finite. So he says he's the midos, the milos, all the character traits, so to speak, of Hashem, all of his good aspects, all of any facet of Hashem, ein banu koach lahasig osam. We do not have the ability to really grasp them. Derech mashal, for example, yadanu shuhu chacham. We know that Hashem is wise, intelligent, right? Avalo esag lusof chachmaso, but we don't understand the extent of that intelligence because that intelligence is infinite, right? And we can't grasp the infinite. So we know that he is wise, but we can't say that, yes, I get Hashem's wisdom, right? We can't grasp that. Yadanu shuhu yodea, we know that he knows everything, v'lo isagnu yediyaso, but we can't grasp what it means to know everything, because again, that's an infinite facet of Hashem. V'alkein amru zal, antu chakim v'lav b'chochme yediya, antu mevin v'lav b'vina yediya. There's a line from the Zohar, but the truth of the matter is the Rambam writes this also, the same idea, the Rambam in the beginning of Hilchos Yisodei HaTorah, that Hashem knows, but his knowledge is not our knowledge. We can't know what he knows. And Hashem, is understands, but not in understanding that we can understand. Since we can't grasp these aspects of Hashem, so therefore we are not allowed to try to understand them, and we're not allowed to delve into them. The Gemara in the Chagiga says, a person who asks questions like, what was before the universe, like, what was before, what's after, what's at the edges, beyond the edges of the universe, these types of questions which are really getting into beyond what we are supposed to know. So the Gemara says, things that are so beyond you, don't even look into. Yeah, if your heart starts running off in that place to try to understand these aspects, come back, because these are not things that you can understand. So let's just sum up this point, and we'll stop here for tonight. He's saying as follows. There are aspects of Hashem, the midos, the character traits of Hashem, so to speak, Hashem's wisdom, Hashem's kindness, Hashem's, all these aspects are things that we cannot possibly grasp their extent. We can't, because they are infinite and we are finite. And since we can't grasp them, we're not allowed to delve into them. Why not? Because it's not possible to come up with the right answer, so we can only come up with wrong answers, right? If a person tries to understand, Hashem's aspect of mishpat, of judgment, which is infinite, right, and beyond our ability to grasp, and a person's going to need to come up with an answer, but by definition he's going to come up with the wrong answer, because he can't get the right answer because it's infinite, right? So therefore, there are these aspects of Hashem. A person is not allowed to be choker. A person is not allowed to question and try to delve into and understand. We'll see, Mitzvah Hashem, next time what aspects of Hashem we're demanded to delve into and yes, understand. We'll get there, Mitzvah Hashem.